Arjun sat alone on the terrace of his small house, staring at the night sky filled with countless stars. The gentle breeze played with his hair as he closed his eyes, remembering the countless struggles he had faced in his life. He was just 18 years old, but his journey had already been filled with hardships that would have made anyone else give up. But Arjun was different. He had a fire within him, a determination to never give up. Arjun was born in a lower middle-class family in a small town. His father was a factory worker, and his mother worked as a tailor to support the family. Despite financial difficulties, Arjun was a bright student with big dreams. He wanted to become an engineer and give his family a better life. But the road ahead was not easy. During his school days, Arjun had to study under the dim light of a kerosene lamp because his family could not afford electricity all the time. His father worked long hours, and his mother sewed clothes late into the night just to make ends meet. Yet, Arjun never let his circumstances define his future. He studied hard, waking up before sunrise and staying up late at night. After completing high school, Arjun applied for a prestigious engineering entrance exam. He studied tirelessly, sacrificing sleep and social life. But when the results were announced, his heart sank. He had failed. He had missed the cutoff by just a few marks. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he felt like a failure. His relatives started saying, "Engineering is not for everyone. Maybe you should try something else." His father, though disappointed, told him, "Arjun, failure is not the end. It is just a lesson. You have to try again." Though shattered, Arjun refused to give up. He analyzed his mistakes, identified his weak areas, and decided to try again. The next year was even tougher. Arjun's father lost his job due to the factory shutting down, and the family's financial condition worsened. His mother had to take extra work to keep the household running. Arjun took up a part-time job at a small shop to support his studies. Despite exhaustion from long work hours, he never skipped his studies. He studied on the bus, during lunch breaks, and even at night under streetlights when there was no electricity at home. There were times when self-doubt crept in. He saw his friends moving ahead in life while he was still stuck preparing for the same exam. But deep inside, he kept telling himself, "Never give up. Keep going." The day of the exam arrived once again. Arjun gave his best effort and walked out of the examination hall feeling more confident than before. But when the results came, he had failed again, this time by an even smaller margin. The pain of failure hit him like a storm. He locked himself in his room, questioning everything. Is this even worth it? Am I wasting my life? He thought. That night, his mother sat beside him and said, "Arjun, do you remember how I learned to sew? I pricked my fingers so many times, but I didn't stop. Now, I can stitch without even looking." Life is the same. You have to keep practicing, learning, and pushing forward. Those words reignited the fire in Arjun's heart. He wiped his tears and decided to try one last time. Arjun became more disciplined than ever. He avoided all distractions, studied with even greater focus, and worked on his weaknesses. He also started tutoring younger students to support his family financially. When the exam day came for the third time, he gave it everything he had. And then, the long wait for results began. One evening, as Arjun was returning from work, he saw a crowd gathered outside a cyber cafe. The results had been announced. His hands trembled as he typed his roll number. And then, there it was. His name on the list. He had passed. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he called his parents. His father's voice cracked with emotion, and his mother cried tears of joy. After years of struggle, perseverance had finally paid off. Arjun went on to become a successful engineer. But he never forgot the lessons his failures had taught him. He always remembered that success is not about never falling, it's about getting up every time you fall. Years later, when Arjun stood on the stage as a guest speaker at an engineering college, he told the students, "There were moments when I wanted to give up, but I didn't." Success is not for those who never fail, it is for those who never quit. No matter how many times you fall, rise again, and keep moving forward. And that is the power of perseverance. Never give up, because success is waiting just beyond your struggles. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that failure is just a stepping stone to success. Perseverance, hard work, and a never-give-up attitude can turn even the darkest moments into victories. If Arjun had given up after his first or second failure, he would never have achieved his dreams. But he pushed forward, and that made all the difference. No matter how hard life gets, never give up,